Deep in the heart of the old Victorian house, there was a basement. It was a dark and eerie place, filled with cobwebs and an unsettling stillness. Nobody dared to venture down there, for they had heard the rumors, the whispers of something sinister lurking in the depths below. The man in the basement was a mysterious figure whose presence sent shivers down the spines of all who lived in the house. He was said to be an entity, neither alive nor dead, trapped in the eternal darkness. The sound of footsteps could often be heard coming from the bottom of the stairs, echoing through the house in the dead of night. Some claimed it was the man trying to make his presence known. Others believed it was merely the wind playing tricks on their minds. But the fear in their eyes told a different story. No one ever dared to go downstairs to investigate. The mere thought of confronting the man in the basement was enough to make even the bravest souls tremble. It was said that anyone who laid eyes upon him would be forever haunted by his hollow gaze. But one night, curiosity got the better of a young girl named Emily. Unable to resist the pull of the unknown, she mustered up all her courage and descended into the darkness of the basement. As she tiptoed down the creaking stairs, a cold draft brushed against her skin, sending a chill down her spine. The flickering light bulb barely illuminated the room, casting long shadows that danced on the walls. And then she saw him, the man in the basement, huddled in a corner, his face obscured by the darkness. Emily's heart raced as she approached him, unsure of what she would find. But as she drew nearer, she noticed something peculiar. The man seemed sad, lost, and not the terrifying figure she had expected. There was a sadness in his eyes, a longing for release. Without thinking, Emily reached out her hand, offering him a glimmer of hope. A tear escaped his eyes as he gently grasped her hand, the touch sending a jolt of energy through both of them. In that moment, a surge of understanding washed over Emily. She realized that the man in the basement was not a monster, but a tortured soul trapped between realms. He had been waiting for someone to show him compassion, to set him free. With newfound determination, Emily embarked on a mission to release the man from his eternal prison. She sought the help of a wise old sage who knew the secrets of the spiritual world. Together, they performed a powerful ritual, invoking ancient chants and offering prayers to the unseen forces. As the last incantation echoed through the basement, a beam of light pierced through the darkness. In a blinding flash, the man in the basement vanished, his spirit finally at peace. The house itself seemed to sigh with relief, as if the weight of its haunted past had been lifted. Emily's bravery and compassion had not only freed the man from his torment, but had also brought a sense of peace and tranquility back to the old Victorian house. From that day forward, it was known as a place of warmth and joy, no longer overshadowed by the specter of the man in the basement. As for Emily, she became a hero in the eyes of the town, a symbol of courage and humanity. Her story spread far and wide, inspiring others to approach the mysteries of life with open hearts and open minds. And though the man in the basement remained a memory, his legacy lived on through the kindness and compassion he had taught them all. The old Victorian house, once shrouded in darkness, now stood as a beacon of hope, reminding everyone that even in the depths of despair, there is always light to be found. Once upon a time, in a quiet suburban neighborhood, there was a house with a chilling secret. The residents had always felt a sense of unease whenever they passed by the basement door. Little did they know, there was something sinister lurking beneath their feet. One fateful night, a family moved into the house, unaware of the darkness that awaited them. As they settled in, strange occurrences began to unfold. Objects would mysteriously move, and eerie whispers could be heard in the dead of night. The family couldn't shake the feeling that they were being watched. Curiosity got the better of the father, John, who decided to investigate the source of these unsettling events. Armed with a flashlight, he descended into the dimly lit basement, his heart pounding in his chest. The air grew colder, and an oppressive silence filled the space. As John explored the basement, he stumbled upon a hidden room, concealed behind a locked door. The room was filled with old furniture covered in dusty sheets, and a single, flickering light bulb illuminated the space. But what caught John's attention was a figure huddled in the corner, a man with wild eyes and unkempt hair. Fear gripped John as he realized he had stumbled upon a deranged individual who had been living in their basement. The man's presence sent shivers down his spine, and he knew he had to escape and protect his family. But as John turned to leave, the door slammed shut behind him, trapping him in the room with the mysterious man. Panic set in as he realized he was at the mercy of this unknown intruder. The man's eyes gleamed with madness as he approached, his intentions unclear. Desperate to survive, John searched for a way out, but the room seemed to have no exit. The man's laughter echoed through the space, growing louder and more menacing with each passing moment. John's heart raced as he realized the danger he was in. Just when all hope seemed lost, John noticed a loose floorboard beneath his feet. With a surge of adrenaline, he pried it open, revealing a hidden tunnel. Without hesitation, he crawled through the narrow passage, leaving the man behind. As John emerged from the tunnel, he found himself in the safety of the main house. He quickly alerted the authorities, who apprehended the man in the basement. It was discovered that he had been living there for years, surviving on stolen food and lurking in the shadows. The family moved out of the house, forever haunted by the memory of the man in the basement. They couldn't help but wonder how long he had been watching them and what his true intentions were. From that day forward, they always double-checked their locks and lived with a lingering sense of unease. The man in the basement served as a chilling reminder that darkness can lurk in the most unexpected places. And as for John and his family, they vowed to never forget the horrors they had encountered, cherishing their newfound safety and the importance of trusting their instincts. Once upon a time, in a quiet suburban neighborhood, there was a house with a horrifying secret. The residents had always felt a sense of unease whenever they passed by the basement door. Little did they know, there was something truly terrifying lurking beneath their feet. A young couple, Sarah and Mark, moved into the house, excited to start their new life together. They were unaware of the darkness that awaited them in the depths of their own home. As they settled in, strange occurrences began to unfold. Unexplained footsteps echoed through the halls, and chilling whispers filled the air. One night, as Sarah was preparing dinner in the kitchen, she heard a faint scratching sound coming from below. Curiosity mingled with fear as she followed the noise descending into the dimly lit basement. The air grew heavy and an eerie silence enveloped her. As Sarah cautiously explored the basement, she stumbled upon a hidden room concealed behind a locked door. The room was filled with tattered furniture and decaying belongings. But what caught her attention was a figure huddled in the corner, a man with sunken eyes and a twisted smile. Terror gripped Sarah as she realized she had stumbled upon a deranged individual who had been living in their basement. The man's presence exuded pure malevolence, and she knew she had to escape and warn Mark. But as Sarah turned to flee, the door slammed shut behind her, trapping her in the room with the man. Panic surged through her veins as she desperately searched for an exit, but the room seemed to have no way out. The man's laughter echoed, sending chills down her spine. In a desperate bid for survival, Sarah mustered all her strength and confronted the man. She pleaded with him, begging for her life and the life of her husband. But the man's twisted grin only widened as he revealed his true intentions. He confessed to a dark obsession with the couple, having watched them from the shadows since they moved in. He reveled in their fear, feeding off their terror. Sarah's blood ran cold as she realized the extent of the danger they were in. Just when all hope seemed lost, Mark, having heard Sarah's cries, burst into the basement, armed with a makeshift weapon. With a fierce determination, he fought off the man, giving Sarah the opportunity to escape. Together, they raced up the basement stairs, their hearts pounding in their chests. As they reached the safety of the main floor, they called the authorities, who apprehended the man in the basement. It was discovered that he had a long history of violence and had been hiding in various homes, preying on unsuspecting victims. Sarah and Mark moved far away from that house, forever scarred by the man in the basement. They lived with a constant fear, always looking over their shoulders, haunted by the memory of the terror they had endured. The experience taught them the importance of vigilance and the fragility of their own safety. The man in the basement became a chilling reminder that evil can lurk in the most unexpected places, and that sometimes the true horrors are closer than we could ever imagine.